Hello and welcome back to another edition of Jonesin for Wins. My name is Craig Havens and I'll be your host as always. And with me is Jonathan Almanzar, who last week I will quote in saying, I will legitimately give you a point if Baltimore wins. So today we're going to talk about the Colts game. Jonathan will hand me the point for Baltimore winning, and we will go ahead and give out our Glory Hole Player of the Week, and well, we'll talk about the game coming up ahead. Jonathan, I mean, you got to be pretty excited, with the Baltimore win and knowing that you had promised that you would be giving me a point that I earned a point. So, maybe we start with that before we even get into the game. Maybe we just start with that.
I think you stuck the word.
I'm here, and I'm ready to receive my point.
I think you stuck the word legitimate in the wrong place. I think I said if Baltimore legitimately wins, I will give you a point.
No,
and they didn't.
It's not.
Watch that game?
The quote was, "I will legitimately give you a point if Baltimore wins."
All right, we'll get into that in a little bit. Like, this isn't the point giving time yet. We talk about the points later on in the show.
Right.
Let's start with our thoughts on the game.
Oh, all right, we can do that.
Let's keep the script.
So Dak went 20 for 30, 170 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. It's funny because in the beginning of the year, I was like, we used Dak differently than we used Cooper Rush. Cooper threw for under 31 attempts most of the time he played, and here we are. Dak hasn't. He's sticking in the same numbers. He's doing more with those numbers. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm surprised we're running well, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
Give me your overall thoughts on the game in general. But
on what you just said, he has the same number of attempts but scores twice as many points.
Right.
And converts twice as many third down conversions. So that's a big thing. My thoughts on the game were it was exactly as I thought it was going to be. It was boring. I went to bed at halftime.
Well, that was dumb.
Woke up the next morning to watch the second half because it was recorded, because I had no doubt that the Cowboys were going to win. And I wasn't as confident as Jason Garrett when they went to him at halftime. And she said, "Do you still think the Cowboys are going to win by 40? And he says, "Yep, they're going to score 39 points in the second half," or whatever he said.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
33 points. Yeah, he goes, "They're going to score 33 points this half." So he was pretty confident.
He really said 33 points in the second half?
Yeah.
And you're upset about that because he got it right?
No, I wasn't upset about that. What I was upset about was he's the creepiest man on television.
He really is.
Like, oh, man, when they stand there and it's the three of them and it's Tony Dungy and then Sage Steele and then Jason Garrett, and Tony Dungy says whatever that stupid line is that he says, like, big play in San Francisco, like that. And then Jason Garrett does this. He goes, and Jimmy G gets hurt. And I feel like he's embraced that whole idea of him being like this creepy, terrifying villain.
It is creepy and terrifying. Now, I will say this. I don't like them and Tirico. And during Thanksgiving, I was annoyed that they were putting them on as the commentators. Yeah. So, but I'll tell you what, the three of them together, when they commentated the game, they did well, which I'll give them credit for, as long as they didn't have to look at them. Because Jason Garrett is very creepy. But together, I was actually surprised that I didn't hate them as much as I hate them individually. Like, if you hate something and you hate this and this, and you put those two together, your hate is bigger, right?
Yes.
But it was like I put the three of my hates together, and it was smaller. Because I felt like they did a better job than Collinsworth, and half the other what's his name? The tight end that we can't stand that always gets the Cowboys game.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You talk about him with his hair.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Doesn't matter.
You think Jason Garrett is
Greg Olsen.
Greg Olsen. Oh, yeah, that guy.
Right, go ahead.
Do you think Jason Witten has like a constant sunburn? Because he always looks sunburnt and like he has chapped lips. I bet he goes through so much chapstick. I bet that guy puts on more chapstick than anybody in the world.
You know who also looks sunburned quite a bit?
Hmm.
Is the creepy guy himself. He does.
Jason Garrett?
Jason Garrett.
That's who I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you said Jason Witten.
I did, but then I converted to
Oh,
Jason
okay.
Garrett.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
I
saying.
didn't catch the conversion.
He looks sunburnt constantly, like
He
every
does,
moment of
yes.
every day. I bet
That's
it's
because he's
painful to be
always
him.
out at the. No, I'm not going there. Nope.
I bet it's so painful to be him. Like, you know, when people say they're not comfortable in their own skin, that's Jason Garrett. How could you be comfortable in his skin? That would be terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be leather one day.
He puts in a lot of aloe vera. He keeps aloe vera.
You spend a lot of time thinking about what these coaches and ex-coaches are like in their own skin, which it scares me a little bit.
And a lot about what they put on their bodies too.
Yes, I know. Yes, yes. Way too much time. I did not notice because my seats were not as good as I thought they were going to be, but I did not notice if our boy was wearing a jacket. Was McCarthy wearing a jacket in Texas?
I'm sure he was. I actually didn't pay attention because like I said, at halftime I was like, I'm done with this. I can't stay up any longer.
But you were up the next day watching it.
Do you think that, and it's fine for there to be really, really tall women, but do you think there's even a thought in Jason Garrett and Tony Dungy's mind of like, could you please have Sage still not wear high heels when we're out here? Because they're both looking at her like this. They've got to be thinking like, please, like who thought of put her in high heels?
And so I don't get to see any of that when I'm like 17,000 stories above the game.
Yeah, I just feel like you've watched Sunday Night Football before, but maybe
no, I never have. I don't typically watch. I only watch Cowboys. That's it. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the Cowboys game. I thought it was pretty boring. They were fine. I mean, I was upset when we went 3 and out a couple times. There's something about this Cowboys offense that I expect them to score a touchdown every time, and when they don't score a touchdown, I'm frustrated with it. And I know that's not fair, but that's how I feel.
I'm the same way with sacks. I've talked about it before. I feel like we don't get enough sacks, which is stupid because we lead the league in sacks, but we need more, in my opinion. This defense should be putting out more sacks. I'm disappointed. 3 sacks this week, but all right. So there were some things that I found interesting. So I watched some of the players come in and get out of their cars, and CeeDee Lamb. What do you think he drives?
CeeDee Lamb. I'm gonna go with a Porsche Panamera.
So when it pulled up, I thought it was a Porsche. He drives a Lamborghini SUV. Thing starts at 2:30.
The Urdu?
The orange, Urdu? Yeah. And
is it chicken cone orange?
I don't know if it's chicken cone.
Because one of our franchisees has a chicken cone orange.
It's pretty, that might be.
Urdu.
So Lamb pulls up, and he's in his Lamborghini. See where we're going here? Then Brown drives up, and he's in his brown Tesla.
That's interesting.
So Lamb drives a Lamborghini.
A brown car?
I guess so, because I don't know if he had it custom. I mean, I'm sure he had it done. But Lamb drives a Lamborghini. Brown drives a brown Tesla, and then
DeMarcus Lawrence pulls up in a tank.
Right, but does this mean I didn't see Gallup pull up? Does he come in a horse? I'm very I want to know what Gallup drives
and DeMarcus Lawrence pulls up in a tank.
Absolutely, yes. But I'm just wondering, do our receivers identify with their vehicles?
I would. Oh wait, was this Noah Brown or was this Anthony Brown?
No, this was Anthony Brown.
Yeah, and then
I'm sorry. No, this was Noah Brown. I'm sorry, this was Noah Brown. I said our receivers. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
That's interesting.
So yeah. So it was kind of fun to.
Zach Martin fly in Air Force One?
He does.
Since his nickname is the President.
Yes. They came in. We had to watch him land. They dropped him. They parachuted into the stadium.
Oh, nice.
But they forgot to open the roof.
So
he bam and then slid down like in the cartoons where it goes down very slowly. Yeah. It was a weird, uncomfortable situation. So, but yeah. So Pollard, we're gonna go through the numbers here quick because we can. 12 12 rushes, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns, along of 30. Zeke was 17 rushes for 77 yards, along of 22. Davis had 29 yards, along of 20 and 1 touchdown. Both Zeke and him had 1 touchdown. 23 was his long. Then we get into the receivers. Lamb had 5. He had 5 receptions for 71 yards, 1 touchdown, along of 22. Schultz was 2 for 33 yards. Gallup was 23 yards, 2 touchdowns. His long was 13. So pretty good game all around. Defense scored a touchdown. I'm still waiting for our special teams to come through with a touchdown. I usually predict it every week. I didn't predict it this week, but 3 sacks, and Bland had 2 interceptions, along with Malik. What's up?
So where's Washington?
He is on the 21-day he's in the 20-day window of coming back, so he can come back anytime in the next 21 days from IR.
Where's Noah Brown?
And Noah Brown was 2 receptions, 15 yards. Yeah, no, I agree. It's weird. It just kind of, and then I think after Brown was, Pollard had some receptions and Zeke had some receptions. But yeah, it gets kind of, Schultz is a bigger role player in our passing game than Brown is. And Brown was doing well. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to him, but Gallup came back, and I'm sure he just vanishes after.
Yeah.
So
what happens if we pick up OBJ? Who vanishes then?
That's what I'm saying. I think Brown is out at that point. Like, he may even get. I don't know if I don't think they cut him, but like, where's he going to find game time?
Yeah. Blocking every time we run, and they put him in so that they can telegraph that we're ready to run the ball.
And not to mention, we've got Dak throwing 30 times. So, is OBJ, is he going to want to come when we got 20 receptions in a game, 23 receptions in a game?
Yeah, because when he could go to Buffalo and watch Josh Allen league in interceptions and fumbles.
Right, exactly. Yep, exactly.
Well, not anymore, because Matt Ryan had 5 turnovers. But up until that point, he was leading the NFL in turnovers. But Matt Ryan took that crown from him.
Yep. So it was. It was a good game. I wish we had more sacks. I was kind of disappointed in the beginning of the game, just how long it takes them to get started. We finished strong, and we finished a lot of our games strong, but it takes so long for us to take over a game.
Yeah.
So.
I know, but I just, that's what I wonder about. Like, is it true, or is every team like that, and we just see it because we're watching the Cowboys? Just like I said, with every single time, if the Cowboys don't score a touchdown, I'm upset. I'm in a bad mood. I'm talking about how much I hate this team. And are they doing poorly?
We never, ever say we hate this team. Also, ever. Do you and I ever say we hate this team? I don't think we could go back and
not in real life, no.
Right.
So how did you feel not getting to listen to Chris Collinsworth during the game? Or did they pipe him in?
I did see his son outside. Yeah. So that was super. I saw his son outside. Yeah, that too.
How'd you get him out there? Did you send him a note? How'd you get him to go out there?
He was already out there. He was. It was before the game.
All right.
So they were doing the initial. I think I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah, you did. You should have sent that picture to Chris Collinsworth, though, and said, if you ever want to see him again.
I'm sure that would have gone well for me in the end. That would have ended well. So we did our picks for the game.
Oh, yeah.
How do you think we did?
Score-wise, I think we did well. Not perfect, but we did okay.
All right. So our points for this game, we both picked 38-13. So we both had the same faith in our defense, and
yeah, we were close.
Not often does somebody pick 54 points. So I accept where we were. I think
for the next game. Just spoiler alert: I am for this next game.
Wow.
We've scored 50 points 3 times in the last year and a half, and all other NFL teams combined have scored 50 points 3 times.
Huh. it's funny because it's not people kind of. I was talking to somebody today. They're like, "Oh, I don't. Dallas doesn't get the eye test. I don't believe in them." I hear it. When I was down there from people, Cowboys aren't as good as their record. I'm like, wait a minute, like why? I get
They're right. I mean, we lead the league in scoring. Our offense is number one.
Our point differential is better than any other team, better than Buffalo.
Our defense is number 2. So yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Usually teams that have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense usually
are overrated.
Aren't that good.
Right. Yeah. And that's where that's where I think they're correct. So we agree.
Yeah,
not a good team.
Completely. And I mean, they don't pass the eye test. I mean, you hear it from the announcers when the announcers are like, this team is loaded with athletes everywhere.
Right. And then they're going to add another one.
Yeah. So, yeah, the eye test, I agree. We don't pass it at all.
Yeah. All right. I just want to, maybe because there is no I in Cowboys.
Oh, that could be.
Or in Dallas.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, the other games, how do you think we fared in the other games?
I think okay.
You did okay. I did not do as okay. But I mean,
yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking. I did okay.
However, your lock, we both got our underdogs.
Yeah.
I picked Cincy to win as my underdog.
Yeah. Yeah.
You picked Las Vegas to win as your underdog.
Which they dominated. There's a little difference there. My underdog dominated. Your underdog lucked out. And shouldn't have even been an underdog. Shouldn't have even been an underdog. Were they an underdog?
Oh,
were they?
Man.
Because they played at home, right? Anyway, go ahead.
Your time to argue this. Your time to argue this was last week.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
It's not last week anymore.
I know.
All right. Do you know? Because you never stop. All right. My lock was Baltimore. Who won? Your lock did not win.
Did they? Is that a win, though? If you beat Denver by 1 point and they have a chance to kick a field goal at the end to win it, is that a win? If you score, they score 10 points? Is that a win if you score 10 points? Is that a win? Is it a win?
Where do they put the check in the column? Do they put it in the win or the loss? Or did they put it in the other column like your lock got, which was in the... Wait, what did you just say?
It didn't pass the eye test.
Well, my eye test is the win column and the loss column, and the win column has a check. In the game you picked the Commanders. In the win column, there is no check. Not even in the loss. There's one in the tied column.
Right. So I get 2 points for calling a game that has a tie.
You didn't call the tie.
In this whole thing, you were like, I can't believe you called the tie.
You didn't call the tie for this game.
But I want to go back to this Baltimore game because I do think Baltimore might have been this is why I can't give you the point.
I'm going
to be upfront with you. This is why I can't give you the point. Baltimore, I think, was the biggest loser of the day.
I will legitimately give you a point.
Yes.
If Baltimore wins. I will legitimately give you a point if Baltimore wins. Repeat after me. I
will legitimately give you a point if Baltimore wins. However, they were the biggest loser of the day.
I don't care. They got a W. There's a W.
They lost their quarterback.
I don't care. I'm not picking them for the year. I was picking them for the win, not for championship, not for anything.
Let me ask you this.
Is a win.
If you were the Baltimore Ravens, would you rather have lost that game and still have Lamar Jackson?
A win.
Or
a win. How did he do that? Was it like this? I can't cross those fingers, but we're eating wins, man. One.
Or was he? Would you, if you were Baltimore Ravens, would you rather have
a win? I'd rather have a win than a tie. I'd rather have a win than a tie.
You'd be like, I'm fine. Let's get rid of Lamar Jackson for the rest of the season. I want this game right here.
I don't care. I don't care where they were.
It was a loss for Baltimore. I pulled the
a long run loss.
I know. Listen, I pulled the 3 Baltimore people I know, and all 3 of them I said, was it a win or a loss? And all 3 said, I felt like it was a loss.
Do you have them on the line right now?
No, that's why I pulled them.
Well, give them a call right now on the show, live.
Straight
Put
to
it on
voicemail.
speaker.
Straight to voicemail.
All right.
That sucks. Man,
So,
I wanted that to happen.
What's that?
I wanted that to happen. That sucks.
So, our seeing stars.
Wait, are we going to go over the rest of the games?
I mean, we don't have to.
What was the score? Like, I think I won this big time because
we don't really need to go over
I know.
What is?
I know San Francisco won. I know
San
Detroit
Francisco
won.
did win. Yeah, Detroit won. Yeah,
I think
true.
the only place you beat me was maybe the Jets, Minnesota and the Jets.
No, it was Benny and the Jets, but
Minnie and the Jets.
I mean, no, that's not true. But it's, I mean,
but it's close, right?
All I'm saying is, I mean, well, Cincy has won, for example.
What was?
I mean, we've talked about these other games. People are not here to hear about the other games. What they're here to hear, no, what people come here to hear about is the Dallas Cowboys, not to hear you talk about how good you are with other teams that nobody cares about. Like,
well, I do have
seriously.
one other thing to say though about the other games.
Yes.
I think what we saw this weekend was that the AFC is a subpar conference.
I agree right now. I agree.
I mean,
it has not been that way for a long time, but it's become that.
A terrible Minnesota Vikings team beat the Jets, who everybody's like, oh, the Jets are going to run away with this conference. A San Francisco 49ers team without their starting quarterback, starting Mr. Irrelevant.
Yep.
Nice and Purdy.
Yeah.
He comes in.
Oh, wow.
He beats the Dolphins.
I know.
Who someone had them ranked really high on his rankings.
I'm sorry. Did you not rank them in your rankings?
I didn't put them at 1.
You put them at 2.
No, I put the Cowboys at 2.
Okay.
But anyway, let's go on. Let's go.
All right. I don't even remember where we are. I've thrown out the notes.
Shooting stars.
Seeing stars, yes. So in Seeing Stars, you had, well, we'll go over mine first. I said no plays by Indy over 15 yards.
Okay.
I said the Cowboys would have 8. I was incorrect. They did, in fact, have several plays over 15, and I think the Cowboys had 5 over 15. So, you know, I mean, I was incorrect.
Good try.
Yeah. You had down 10 sacks by the Cowboys.
Incorrect.
Yeah. So
yeah, it was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing by both of us, and it was a shame because I think both of our things should have come true.
I know if you had even gotten close, I was going to give you a point. I had decided, but you didn't even come close.
That makes sense. No, you weren't close, so no points. All right.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So that's everything we covered, right? Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. So let's talk about this upcoming game with Houston.
Okay.
How do you think it's going to go? It's going to be ugly, right?
I can only see it being ugly, yes.
You think they'll score?
Houston?
Yeah.
You
think they'll score a touchdown, I should say.
No, I don't think they'll score.
I'm going with a shutout.
I think they'll score, but I don't think they'll score a touchdown.
All right.
Our defense doesn't usually start off fantastic, you know?
Yeah, I know. But
so do you want to know, are we giving a score prediction for this game?
We can. Tell me what you think of the game first. Like, what do you see in the game? You see
who's going to start as their quarterback, Kyle Allen or the other guy?
Or are they going to sign what's his name from the Progressive commercials when he
Baker
played?
Mayfield?
Yeah, when he played. Remember, we were trying to figure out what commercials. It was Progressive. At Home with Progressive.
Did he get cut?
He's cut. Yes. He says they'll sign with the team by the end of the week. I mean, I don't think if they sign him, they're going to play him this week. But
San Francisco?
San Francisco said they're not interested, but I guess that's been kind of recalled afterward. You've got who was the other team? There's another team that might be interested too, but
Denver?
No, I don't think it was Denver. Doesn't matter. I mean,
Baltimore?
Nope, because they've got what's his name?
Huntley.
Ends with it. Yep. So
Um, so I don't know. I don't care who their quarterback is. They're terrible. They're a
yep.
terrible, 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 terrible team. Embarrassing. I can't believe they're in the league. I hate them.
I know you hate them.
I hate them, and I think that I hope the Cowboys hate them as much as I do, and I hope they go in and they say, "Let's bury these fools. Let's make a mockery of them and their stadium and their owner and all people who live in Houston. Let's make a mockery of them." And I hope that they beat them 58-3.
58-3. Wow.
Do you think they could? How has a team ever scored 100?
No,
Because
there's.
I think Houston's twice as bad as the Colts.
I agree. All right, so
I take it back. 70-3.
you're going
70.
70-3.
Yes.
And now I just hope it's 58. But I went with Cowboys win.
Okay.
I picked them 42-0. I'm calling a shutout. We need a shutout. We need a shutout.
Yeah.
You can't win the Super Bowl without a shutout, right? I mean, I think it's a law. I think it's an automatic disqualifier if you don't have a shutout. So,
which would you rather see? 42-3 or 42-0?
70-3, of course.
85-21.
85-21. I mean, yeah, like you know what I was really happy with? The Cowboys they didn't just stop playing this time. They didn't say, hey, you know what, we're ahead, let's just run out the clock. Again, I'm pretty sure they're listening to us. So I think they did. One other topic. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, do you think that the Cowboys, how many points do you think a team could score? Legitimately. You think a team could score 80?
Man, that's a tough one. I mean, yeah, because if your team is clicking against a team like Houston on all sides, you've got your defense. I mean, you kick off, they get it. Let's just say they get it to 25. Your defense pick six, right? Second one, you've got your
onside kick, by the way.
Well, they would. Let's pretend they don't. Let's pretend, because we'd be kicking, so we'd kick off and they could fumble. I think it's possible. I don't think it's likely because after a while you do start running. But I mean, to me, if I'm a coach, I'm going to keep. I'm wanting that record. I think 72 might be the record. But
I know you've got somewhere to go with this conversation, but I have one more question about this game.
I've got nowhere to go with this conversation.
Can you name how many Houston players can you name besides their quarterbacks?
Let's see. You've got Cooks. You've got Brandon Cook. You've got they've got that kid, the running back. I forgot the running back's name.
I don't even know it. Yeah,
he's a rookie. He's actually pretty good. He should be better, and that covers it pretty much. I can't think of many. I don't watch
some guy with the last name QT or QT.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, but I mean, do you pay attention to him?
Yeah.
There you go. No, my question, before we go too far, I mean, we're going to go into this game, and we're not going to really get too far into this game. It looks like another not so exciting game, but San Fran losing Jimmy Garoppolo. I think that gave me, and I don't like to see a player hurt. That's not what I'm getting at. But Cowboys we talked about it before. I think they're afraid of San Francisco, of Green Bay. So I think this kind of gave me new hope. I don't think they're going to be afraid if they play him in the playoffs. And there is no Jimmy Garoppolo. There is no, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Nice and pretty. Yeah. I really wish Tom Brady had lost last night.
I know, I do too. But it's not like their offense was firing on all cylinders either. So, I mean, I flew in last night, so I didn't get to watch the game, but I got to, do highlights and stuff. But yeah, so, all right, do you have anything else to say about this game? This Cowboys-Houston game? It's kind of boring, right? I mean,
yes.
I got to see if we can find somebody for Houston. I doubt it, but all right. Why don't we go through the give us your power rankings.
I'm gonna go 1, Dallas. 2, Cincinnati. And 3, Kansas City.
You know, it's very interesting when we come back to that. You've got Dallas, Cincy, and Kansas City. All right. So I've got Dallas Cowboys. I've got Cincy, and then I've got Philly. I've got Miami hanging on the edge. It was
What?
tough. I do. I still have them. I still think they're a good team. They're my 4 spot right now. I don't think
I don't know
they're
if
that
they're
big.
making the playoffs.
Their line was beat up a little bit. I'm not worried about it. I still think they come. I guess you got to play Buffalo. I'm not hanging that up yet. I still think they're in. I still think they're a better team than Buffalo. They got some line issues currently. I think they can overcome it. They got some tough games ahead. But all right. But
They just lost to it. They just lost to a team whose quarterback is Brock Purdy.
I know. I heard. I saw it.
From Iowa State.
I know.
But you think they're better than that team? You think they're better than the team that just beat them?
I don't know that the team that just beat them is going to make it in the playoffs yet.
I didn't ask you that. Or you think the Dolphins are better than the team that just beat them?
I think they are, yes. I do think they are.
So why do we play games then? Why don't we just say, hey, you tell us who the champion is?
I mean, I'm okay with that, but I think that bettors and, other people might have a little difficult time with it. And let's face it, people complain like you. You have your own podcast, I Hate Craig, .com. Or
yes.
Jonesin to Hate Craig. And, that would probably take off because
Craig sucks, but yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And I mean, let's face it. I don't care. So there. But you just sat here and told me how the AFC is a pitiful, underperforming, not worthy
I agree.
conference. Shouldn't even be part of this. Get rid of them all. And you put 2 in your top 3. 2.
Yeah.
2 teams, not one team. Yeah. One of your team just lost to the other team that you bumped up there.
Right, and I moved him below that team.
Yeah.
I moved the team above the team that lost.
The Cowboys lost to Philly, but you've got the Cowboys as a top. This
is the top 3. Yeah, they lost to Philly without Dak Prescott.
This is me being Kermit in that meme.
That's a big difference. So you don't even have to explain it to us. We could all tell just by looking at you. So this is a top 3.
Yes.
If this were a top 10, if we're not making a top 10. If this were a top 10, the remaining 7 teams would be NFC teams. But it's a top 3.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're judging a sample.
I'm just judging you. Let's be honest. I'm judging you. I'm not judging a sample. I'm judging you.
I feel that. I feel judged.
So, I don't even remember where we're at now. What do we got?
We did the top 3. So next is probably losing power.
Yes, losing power. I've got 2 teams.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear them.
I'm torn because I think the Titans are losing power. But I do think that San Francisco is losing more power. The loss to Jimmy Garoppolo, the offense isn't going to be able to keep. The defense is solid. They're a great defense. They're a scary defense. But I don't think that offense is going to be able to put up enough points. The defense is going to be on the field a lot. And you know how tired defenses get. Because, let's face it,
way more tired than offense.
They're lazy defenses. So, when they get out there, they're like, whoa, wait, I can't do 15 or more minutes. Like, I know
where you guys
14 minutes or less.
Where you guys are running. You guys know where you're going.
Exactly.
I don't know. So this is taxing.
Yeah. Can we shift me out because I'm really tired. I know the quarterback stays in all day, but man.
I know this offensive
as a linebacker. Right.
So, the offensive lineman who I've been leaning on all game is staying here, but I need
exactly. Yes. Yep. Please.
Yeah.
So yes. So I do think that I think San Francisco is losing more power than the Titans. Titans are definitely losing power, and they'll probably be thrown in there next week because it's getting harder and harder to find one. But that's where I'm at.
All right. I agree with both those. I'm going to say 2 weeks ago I said the state of New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
This week I'm saying the state of California, the entire state. Raiders, no, not the Raiders. Not the Raiders at all. They're in Las
not
Vegas.
there.
Rams, Chargers, and 49ers.
You know who the Chargers play next week?
Blackouts. It's rolling blackouts in that state.
So who wins next week, Miami or the Chargers?
Probably Miami. Yeah. I mean, if they don't beat the Chargers, they're in trouble.
That is true. That is true. I'll give you that. I'll even give you a point for that if you remember. But you don't take notes.
I will remember. But you can't get points, but I'll remember.
No, I know.
I'll remember to give myself a point.
So let's talk about the little thing known as the glory hole. Yeah.
Could be little this time.
What's that?
It might be pretty small this time. I don't think this guy needs a big glory hole.
Yeah, I think we're the same. I'm going to let you just go ahead and cover the whole thing. I don't have a picture because I don't know where my phone is. It's probably upstairs.
I think you could just use a straw for this guy. So
I can't put it in my picture.
I had a couple thoughts. I at first I wanted Braden Hendershot or whatever his name is, just because I can't stand that kid.
I don't like him.
And he got 2 penalties that got wiped out because they were offsetting, dumb ones on those kicks, and it infuriates me every time. But I think the player that's never been in it because he isn't playing enough to be in it, but he should be in it because he's an idiot and he's terrible and he makes mistakes constantly. Joseph.
Yeah, that is true.
Is it Kelvin?
He
looks like a Kelvin. Is it Kelvin, Joseph?
I don't even know his first name, to be honest with you.
But he was a 3rd round pick, right?
Yeah.
And people were saying that he was going to be better than Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah.
And
he's definitely not. He's definitely not.
And if he ever gets off, he should only play special teams. And he shouldn't even do that because he always messes up there. But when they take him off of special teams and put him in the field of play, it's awful. And speaking of which, isn't it sad we lost Anthony Brown?
I know. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not a huge Anthony Brown supporter, but I'm sad about that.
I will say, Bland's been playing well, which is nice.
Bland has been playing well, yeah.
Rookie this year. Be nice.
But then we got to put in Joseph.
I know. Yep. And that's gonna be rougher.
Is Jordan Lewis out for the year?
I do believe he was. I'm trying to remember what the injury was. I believe he's out for the year. Yes, because it was yes, he was out for the year.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, I think we get there, but I agree with you. Joseph is the glory hole winner. Good. Which maybe if they play us like they usually do in the practices and all that, and they have all the players listed, and I'm sure they probably have now their own glory hole picture of him, and they'll put him in there, and he'll be shamed enough to play better this week.
I hope it's Kelvin Joseph. I hope it's his picture of his mugshot.
Oh, he has a mugshot too?
Didn't he get arrested for like drunk driving or something and running over somebody?
Oh, it could be. I mean, it doesn't surprise me anymore. So, I think I sent you a picture. We were at the game. We're kind of hanging out, and my daughter, we went over to where the players come in, and my daughter ended up getting her picture taken with Cooper Rush's wife. So I was gonna invite him into our podcast, but I kind of thought maybe if I did, he'd want to watch the podcast, and then he'd be like, you know what? No, I'm not talking to these guys. So I kind of left it out, and I was like, you know what? Your husband's a good guy. He's probably a good guy. I don't know him, but.
Did you want to send him that picture and say, if you ever want to see this girl, your wife again?
You know what I did? I showed her a picture of him in the glory hole.
Oh,
it's that creepy. Yeah. She was like, whoa, I didn't know this was a thing. I'm like, yeah, well, he doesn't tell you. I don't know that we actually put him in the glory hole ever. So we must have.
Oh, no, we did, because I said he looked like a feral.
Yeah, yep. I played her that part. So, yeah, I played her that part. I also gave her your address. So, yeah, it should be fun.
So was the game amazing? Like, was it fun being there?
It was fun being there. We were actually with a good crowd. We had some Colts fans around us. We had some Cowboys, obviously Cowboys fans
Bears.
around us. Um, they were fun. Like the guy a couple down from me was a Colts fan. He was in the area for fun. He got his ticket for like half the price of mine because he got them last minute on whatever it is, Game Time app. Guy behind me was a big Colts fan. He was there with, I'm guessing, family or friends. But like his friend's son, or maybe it was his nephew, I don't know. But his friend's son was a Cowboys fan. So at one point, the son he taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Look," and then he goes to his uncle and he give us these towels, like I have on the wall over here, right there. They give you these towels. So he throws the towel on his dad's friend, and he's like, "Flag." Like it was fun. This guy took a beating, and he had a good time. Like so, yeah,
Good.
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they're used to it.
Oh yeah,
And they're cool, so they're boring. So they're not. It's not like they're going to cause a ruckus.
right.
They would use the word ruckus. They'd come home and be like, "There was a ruckus," but they're not going to cause one.
I wasn't part of it. I wasn't part of the ruckus.
Yeah, no, I didn't do nothing.
I didn't know
have
ruckusing. No.
That's surprising. Was he super pale, white?
No,
like,
no,
almost like you could see his veins, like translucent almost.
no. He was
That's
actually
shocking. Oh,
just a normal guy.
yeah, that makes sense too, though. Just
Yeah.
the average Joe, huh?
Yeah. Yep. All the fans around us were just the average. All the Colts fans. They were like, "Hi."
Yeah.
How you doing? I'm okay.
Hello. I bet. Did you ask him his name?
I don't remember his name.
I bet it was Wayne.
No, it wasn't Wayne. But it was a Colt type name that like it was something that you would be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So
Jeff.
all right. Listen, I don't think anybody cares about the name of the guys that are around me. So thank you everyone for watching. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, throw your comments in on the Houston game. Tell us what you think the score is going to be. Did I get my point? Where's my point?
No, we already covered all that about it wasn't a win. They lost Lamar Jackson. You can't have a win and lose your starting quarterback.
Do we have a name for this podcast?
Did it feel like a win when Cowboys lost Dak that first game of the season against Tampa? Did that feel like a win to you?
We lost that game.
Exactly.
It didn't feel like a win. We lost.
Yes, it's called Jonesin for Wins is the name of this podcast.
I meant for this particular episode.
Oh yeah, let's call it 50 burger in Indy.
50 burger in Indy. All right. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Jonathan, have a good trip. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right.